everyone, welcome back to the class. In today's class, we'll be looking into the concepts of data types, variables, control flow, time and space complexity. So these are all the fundamentals to learn when you are learning any new programming language. Whether it is C or C++ or Java or Python, you need to learn these all concepts to enter into the further things, because these are the building blocks where you keep on using within the projects. Okay, so if you are familiar with C or C++, then this might also be same except the syntax. Okay, without any further delay, let's start with our first one. I'll open a new file. Okay, yeah, and let's start with data types. So we have few primitive data types. So basically Java is a statically typed language, which means you need to declare the type of variable before using it. Okay, so there are different types of variables and there are totally of 8 primitive data types. And first comes int. Int means an integer data type. So it contains of all whole numbers. Whole numbers doesn't limit that to 0 and all the positive numbers. It has minus infinity to plus infinity, but the numbers which are not decimals. Okay, like minus 100 to plus 100 or minus 1000 to plus 1000, the range between all these numbers. So you declare it by int a equal to 10. So this means assigning a value to a variable. Okay, I haven't yet touched the concept of variables, right? So first let me explain you the concept of data types. We have int, float, double, char, boolean, byte, short, long. So these are 8 different data types. So they are collectively called primitive data types. Now let's try to look into each of them. Okay, I'll just make this bold in order to differentiate, and I'll also increase the font. Yeah, that looks cool. Okay, now let's see integers. Integers ranges from minus, let's take an example, minus 15, 0, 1, 2, 100. These all comes as integers. Okay, so you declare it as int a equal to 10. So this is called assigning a value, and this is a variable, but declaration follows this syntax. Okay, I'll cover up the concept of variables here only. So if you want to store the value of 100, you can create a variable and store the value. So the variable doesn't get deleted automatically until and unless it is prompted or it is changed during the other operation. Okay, here we are assigning the value of 10. That means a stores the value of 10. Okay, here it is called assignment of variables. Here it is declaration of variable. This is called a declaration of variable, this particular part int a. And when we are giving it a value, it means a variable. When we are giving variable a value, it is called assignment. So here variable is nothing but a. You can give it as any name. So there are some constraints while you create a variable. A variable must start, not must, but can start with capital letters, small letters, capital letters, underscore. Okay, so only these three are the naming conventions, but this is accepted. Which is not accepted is you can't start variable with numbers. sorry, and any special characters or any keywords. So you can't use these three to create a variable. You can create a variable using small letters, capital letters, and an underscore. So let me show you those also. So this is a variable. This is a variable. You can also keep capital A 1 2 3, small a 1 2 3. The numbers can repeat after this, but it cannot start with numbers. Okay. Hope that's clear. And you can also start as ABC something, but you make sure that variables are something which are meaningful. Okay, whenever someone looks into your program, they should understand this variable is for this particular purpose. Okay, then let's go with the declaration part. So we have seen integer data type and how to declare it. Let's see how to declare a float data type. I mean, yeah, a float data type. Let's take example of price. Price equal to, price will be like cutoff, right? $5.99. So whenever you're representing a floating point number, you just follow this and a semicolon followed. After writing a decimal, you just keep F. So it denotes this is a floating point number. Okay. Now let's try to watch the syntax of double. What is a double? See, when you have a mobile number, let's take double mobile, okay, equal to, it will be like 10 characters, right? 987654321, okay. In practicality this might won't work. I mean, this mobile number won't work. That's okay. So whenever you're storing a mobile number, float cannot store these many characters, int cannot store these many characters. So you need a data type which can store up to as many as characters you can. So this also has a limit, but it can satisfy our need as of now. Okay. These are decimal numbers, but with more precision. Okay. Then we have char. Char can store only a single character, and there is the syntax. Basically in our programs we store grades of students. Okay, only single characters. Then we have boolean. A boolean is nothing but true or false. Boolean is favorite. We can name our variable in this way, and we can give this as true or false. Okay, we basically use this while we use a while loop. Okay, we'll discuss it in our class, in this class only, but later. Okay, what is a byte? It stores small integers of range -128 to 127. Okay, so the syntax is byte b equal to some value. I told, right, 127. You can't store 129. So it is a limit where you can store up to -128 to 127. Okay, I'll store 100. So this is acceptable. Then we have short. It stores small integers -32,000 to +32,000. So the syntax is short s equal to, let's take 2000. Okay, it works fine. We might not use this in our projects as of now, but we might require them. Let's discuss it more deeply whenever required. Okay, so this is used to store very large integers. For example, population. Okay, long population, there will be in millions and trillions, right? So let's take 50,000 or more than this. As many as zeros you can add, but if you give it long, this will be the syntax, and a semicolon is mandatory for anything because this is Java. Okay, hope this part is clear. These are all the primitive data types, okay, which Java provides us. And we also have non-primitive data types such as arrays, classes, etc. Okay, for now this is not our main focus, so I have limited it. arrays and classes as of now. Okay, and also strings, because we'll discuss strings concept more deeper, right? Strings. For now, this is enough for data types. Then let's go to our second concept. What's that? Variables. Variables. Okay, just bold, increase the font size. Okay, yeah, we have seen variables within this, but let's try to see them again. Just I'll give example as I have told previously. Int age equal to 20. Then string name equal to Karthik. Okay. See here, age stores the value 20 and name stores the value Karthik. Okay. So it is a storage location to store any value, but you need to specify the type of the data before you create a variable. Okay. Hope that makes sense. But ensure it will be small only, not capital. Okay. Then what do we have? The concept of control flow. Let's discuss it. Yeah. So control flow basically has if, else if, else, switch case. But for now, let's see if and else if. Okay. For example, if you want to check a condition like if it rains, I will not go outside. If it doesn't rains, I will go outside. Or if a student age is greater than 18, then he's a major, else he's a minor. If you want to print some statements depending on a particular condition, then you'll use else and if else. I mean if and else. Let's take int, sorry, int age equal to I'll give something. I mean, yeah, I'll give 17. Okay. So now I'll check a condition. This is the syntax to check a condition. If a condition, what is the condition? If age is greater than 18, then what do we do to print? We have a statement, right? System dot out dot println adult or major, and okay, that's done. We'll close it, but we should also give alternate, right? Else system dot out dot println give minor. Okay, that makes sense. So this is about control flow as of now. Now before everything, let's see time complexity and space complexity. Then let's go to the practical of how to just write a program. Okay, so time complexity and space complexity. Okay, second. Yeah. So what does time complexity mean? It tells how fast your code runs as input size increases. So this is called time complexity. It is represented using big O. This is called big O. Okay. So we have three time complexities. One is order of 1, then big O of n or order of n, then order of n square. Where is it? Yeah, n power 2. Okay, so order of 1 means constant time, which means accessing an array element. So whenever we have array of elements like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to access a single element out of this array, we have a time complexity of order of 1. Okay, then for order of n, we use loops. So whenever we want to print all the statements or all the elements in the array, then we will use a for loop. A for loop has time complexity of order of n. So when you have a multi-dimensional array, which is called a matrix, so to print all the elements or to access any element from the multi-dimensional array, you will have a time complexity of order of n square, which is quadratic time. I'll write down here. I'll write it here. Linear time, and this is called quadratic time. Okay. Then, yeah, what does space complexity mean? Space complexity means how much extra memory your code uses. Okay. So, for example, int array equal to new int of n. Okay, let's take two examples and wind this off. Then int a equal to 10. Here in this first example, the space complexity is big of 1 because it just uses a single element. But here, as we have given n, we don't know how many elements we are using. So we'll take big of n because we are not aware, right, how many elements this might use, because if we take the input from user, he might give n elements. So for n elements, it is taking 5 variables. I mean 5 blocks of memory. So we have taken order of n. Hope this concept is also clear. So I am moving to the practical part. Okay, let me open my VS Code. I'll create a Java file. So the file name will be Java basic.java. Okay, we'll cover up all the concepts which we have discussed in today's class. Then that will be, let's create a class, public class Java basic. Okay, so just keep in mind this program name and class name should be in a sync. Okay, then we have public static void main string args. So this is the entry point of the program. Okay, then let's look into data types and variables all together. I mean, I'll give int age equal to 20. I have declared a variable as an integer, which is the data type is an integer for this variable, and I have assigned a value of 20. Then I'll use char grade equal to capital A. Okay, yeah, now I'll try to print them, printing in a good format. Okay, system dot out dot println and my age is. So how can I use this variable within this statement? So to use this variable, to use this integer variable within this statement, we give plus after this, what is this, after this quotations. Okay, I'm leaving some space for some neatness. Then I'll give age. Okay, so in this way I'll also print my grade. Okay, my grade is grade. Okay, I'll run this program. I'll open a terminal. Java C, Java basic.java. So this will create a class file. Okay, I should open in a PowerShell. Java C, Java basic.java. What happened here? Okay, let me check it. Oh yeah, I found it. Actually, I created this file within this VS Code folder. So let me bring it here. Now this will execute good. So that the problem is not with CMD. I'm sorry. Okay, a class file got created. As you see, I'll close this. Yeah, you can see this class file, right? Now I'll run this program. Java basic. Okay. Yes. My age is 20. My grade is A. Okay. So this is working fine. Now let's go with control flow. Let me use if and else. Okay. If my age is greater than 18, system dot out dot println. One second. Dot println. Sorry. Yeah, it will be major. So I'll just copy this statement. Then I'll write else print minor. Then I'll check again. I'll run this program. Okay, it shows my age is major because I am 18 plus. My age is 20, right? So 20 is greater than 18, so it shows I am a major. Then what do I have again? Our control flow is also done. Let's look the concept of looping. Loop. So I'll use a for loop for looping. So this is the syntax of for loop. If you are new, just observe carefully. I'm creating a variable and initializing a value as 0. Then I'm assigning a condition. I is less than or equal to 10. Then increment I every time. Then what I should do is I will print the value of I every time it does an iteration. So yeah, sorry. Value of I is, so what will be that?